hardly a topic for laughing at.
This is very interesting that this is what I love too, because you're now known as one of the, every comment section. I've been going through your albums and like every comment section, and you're known for the passionate singing, the epic singing. You're known as one of the greatest singers in heavy metal now. And I love that. The fact that you came from guys who went, well, I can't play guitar, so I better do this. Right? That's what I love about the underground, oh, well, I'll just do that because I can't do that. Now you're known for one of the, and I know you're Irish, so it'd be hard to take a compliment, but it's like, you are, you read the comments. I mean, still, you listen to Coffin Ships, which is the track, folks, probably the fourth or fifth track off your fifth album, is it?
Gathering Wilderness, yeah.
Gathering Wilderness. Which is another area I want to go into, because I met you you were doing Spirit, the Earth, Aflame.
Yeah.
So that's the third album, which I still think, and then you did Storm Before Calm, which is the kind of...
Maybe that's the transitional record with the shitty cover.
That's what I was going to say. It's what I wrote down here. Storm, the Spirit, the Earth, Aflame. What have you got before that? Journey's End and Imrana.
Yeah, Journey's End and an EP called The Burning Season.
Burning Season, which we played some of those tracks on the tour.
Yeah.
And so, and I still love, The Soul Will Sleep on Spirit, the Earth, Aflame. One of my favorite songs to play, and Gods to the Godless, which is still live in your set.
Yeah, we still do that too.
And so, then you do have that. That is like this transitional album because the change into Gathering Wilderness. To me, that's like now Primordial's turned into Primordial on the Gathering Wilderness.
Yeah.
The change is so monumentally like bang. It's like the soul of Primordial's been born on that record. Like it's just matured into this bang. Here it is.
Well, I think the thing with excuse me, cut that out. I think the thing is that when you're going to be the singer or the voice or whatever, I think you need to be a couple of different things at the same time. And that, the technical stuff never really interested me that much, although I would like to be considered a reasonable singer or a good singer, but that wasn't the most important thing. I think the most important thing for me was always to be able to impart the meaning and the diction and the whatever, right straight to the heart of the matter, even if you could speak English or not, you understood, I am, where is the fighting man? I am he. The glory of a huge chorus in the sense that you can be part hooligan, part poet, part rabble-rouser, part, you need to be a whole bunch of different things. You can be intellectual if you want.
That's a great description.
People can scrape the surface with it, but you also need to be a hooligan. If you're going to be live in heavy metal, like, come on, let's go. You need to be part primal. And so it's all those things. So and that's the beauty about old heavy metal, which we've talked about to death, to the long hours, is that if you take the first Wasp album, which is, I want to be somebody too, and you go, has a gonzoid beauty that's like those old, William Burroughs or something like. It's such an explicit way of saying I'm gonna try and make my way to the top. And all those, the beauty about all those old heavy metal bands we love is they never second guess themselves. They're like, we're going to do this,
mate.
And so you need to capture that. So that means you have to be in the bubble of understanding that, but also to be clever enough to step outside a moment and go, that's why it's beautiful. That's why Wasp is beautiful. And if you're too clever or you're too conceited, you'll never understand the primal beauty of sepulchral voice.
I have to, because what you talk about Wasp is I want to be somebody, and I was just doing, because I've been listening to Old Manowar lately, right? I've gone back to the first four, and lots of people used to, call them corny and laugh at them. Got a bunch of, if you don't know who Manowar folks is, they're the guys who invented Viking metal out of New York. You would have thought Scandinavians did it, but a bunch of muscle-bound, oiled-up New Yorkers did. And when I first, and I didn't even think it was silly. I was 16. I saw them there with swords. I thought it was great because what you said exactly, it inspired me to go, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right? You express yourself however you want. And when you had songs like Mountains on Sign of the Hammer, which was an absolutely inspirational song, like a man is a mountain. Greatness waits for those who try. Right?
Yeah.
And what else? What is the other song that is?
So many songs. That's the beauty of that old heavy metal. And you pick Manowar, the beauty of Battle Hymns or something is that it's so relentless in its pursuit of single-mindedness, and that's what I like about it.
Totally.
Like it has an orthodoxy to it, that is, like, to me, singularly very sort of beautiful in its way.
Totally.
It doesn't go, here's something that you might think it's funny, so therefore it'll appeal to your narcissistic modern age. Like, you go and watch some nonsense metal band now that are full of, people go, oh, you go and see, well, I'm not going to name a name, but I think you can think of the names that I mean, a modern band, and go, oh, do you like Manowar? Is that not the same thing? And you go, no, because this is conceited. This is narcissistic, and this is selfish, and this is, you're in on an in-joke. Now, in 1981, 82, with heavy metal, whether it was Twisted Sister or Wasp, or specifically Wasp, let's pick them, you're not in on an in-joke. You're in on an actual, like a white knuckle ride, like a raw adrenaline, thing. And that's that beauty of that old heavy metal, is that it didn't exist in a world where, let's say, intellectual conceit was one of its main pursuits. And you have to be clever enough to step outside that to understand it. That the reason it was like that was because it was so singular. And that's what's lost on many people. I don't know if I explained that properly, but
no, it's brilliant. It's like when you say you're in on an in-joke. It's like when I used to go, when people outside of metal used to laugh at metal, I go, no, we can laugh at the aspects of metal that's stupid, but you can't, because you don't respect the parts of it that are brilliant, even though it looks a bit silly, right? It's
poetry and primacy, or like primitivism and potential, or something, if you want, like this, and just to never second guess, to just go bum. So with Primordial, my intention was always, if you wanted some clever metaphors or wanted some intellectuality about whatever the things I was thinking about, you could find it, but never to dress it up too much, which is what I learned, to be able to go, you know what, where is the fighting man? To make it so that in a room full of 5,000 people, when you say that, they go, oh, I got that. Same with Coffin Ships. You don't have to understand English to understand, oh, this is tragedy. There's something tragic happening. And so that's the Primordial straddles a couple of different, sort of monolithic in that sense. It sort of strafes a whole bunch of different things, in the sense that if somebody doesn't understand Primordial, doesn't understand the lyrics or the imagery or whatever, it's fine. But you get the emotional impact and resonance, because it doesn't need to be in your language. And so to be able to figure out a way of getting that message across, but also being clever for the people who want the clever thing, and also to let the clever people know there's a beauty in the primacy of it as well. And so that's what I think about all the time.
No, that's fantastic, because that's I'm glad I asked you that question. It's a brilliant description.